Welcome back to the channel. All of you gorgeous mattress stains have come back to join me once again. I do appreciate it. Definitely helps out. Well, you guys asked for it, and I came through. So another budget deck tech video. This one you can pick up for $10, roughly, give or take a few bucks. It's not like anything crazy like the last ones, like turn 2 kill, turn 3 kill. You can win, I believe, on turn 4, but mostly turn 5-ish. You know, for $10, it's a solid deck. All right, for starters, and we are running these two colors in case you haven't guessed by now. Doom Traveler. It's a 1-drop. When Doom Traveler dies, put a 1/1 spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield. That's pretty badass. We're only going to run 2 of these, though. Why only 2? I know, it's crazy. Honestly, you might want to go with 4. Anyway, but this is the one I put together, and it's been working pretty solid. We're running 2 of those. Let me try to kick these off to the curb. Here we go. Then we're running 2 Herald of Anafenzas. It's another 1-drop. Got to have 1-drop creatures if you're trying to really suck it to your opponent. Outlast for 3. What that does, you would put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Outlast can only be played as a sorcery. Whenever you activate Herald of Anafenz's Outlast ability, put a 1/1 white warrior creature token onto the battlefield. That's great because we get to turn 4, turn 5. Maybe we don't have the right cards to play, or maybe we need more tokens out. Well, this is a little token generator. We're running 2 of him. He's really cheap. Very inexpensive as well. 15 cents you can get them for. Gather the Townsfolk, another very inexpensive card. What this does, very simple. It's a sorcery. For 2, put 2 1/1 white human creature tokens onto the battlefield. But why this is standing out against or opposed to other... What's the other... I can't think of it. It's another 2-drop, but it doesn't have this extra Fateful Hour ability. And that's why we're running this, not that. If someone can please mention the card... Go ahead, please. Thank you. If you have 5 or less life, put 5 of those tokens on the battlefield instead. That's pretty dope. Maybe that's something you might want to save around for a little bit, because that would really come in handy. Maybe 4th turn, 5th turn, 6th turn, maybe your opponent's just beating the hell out of you. Bam! You know, you can drop that out. Now you got a little bit more protection. And I'll explain how all this is going to work. Thraben Doomsayer for 3. Awesome. Another token generator. Put a 1/1 white human creature token onto the battlefield. Fate for hour. As long as you have 5 or less life, other creatures you control get +2/+2. That's pretty freaking huge. This card's only about 75 cents. Not bad at all. Midnight Haunting. We are running 4 Midnight Hauntings. For 3, put 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. We are going to try to run over our opponent with flyers. That's ultimately the goal. Or on the ground. We'll defeat him one way or another. For $10, when we kick his butt, he's going to be ashamed and walk away. I mean, not every deck wins every time. Believe that, okay? This deck is not one that's going to win every single time. But for $10, you are going to have some fun with this deck. Put 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens on the battlefield. 4 of those. We are running 4 Lingering Souls. This is where the black comes into play, or the swamps. For 3, put 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. The awesome ability about this card is as flashback. Flashback, it just is amazing. We can flash it back and just cast the dang thing again. We want to get as many tokens on the battlefield as possible by turn 4, turn 5 latest, and then we're going to do some serious damage. So I'm going to be flashing back. We're going to have to have different colored lands here, and I'll go ahead and explain that. We're not flooding it with all plains though. Now, you might not always get that swamp you're looking for. But I kind of made the deck out so it's in your favor if you do pull Lingering Souls that you will end up getting a swamp. Spectral Procession, huge card, probably one of the best 3-drop token cards ever made. Put 3 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. That is gorgeous. You can pay this, all this crazy mumbo jumbo up here, very simple. All it means is 2 colorless or plains. And then it goes on and on and on. So you can pay 4 colorless and a plains and cast it, or you could just pay 3 plains. We're hoping to go that 3 plane route. But of course, since we are running swamps in here, it may not happen exactly by turn 3. Might have to go to turn 4 for that. Spectral Procession, amazing card. Triplicate Spirits, only running 1 of these. Oh, by the way, 4 Spectral Processions. Not sure if I mentioned that. Triplicate Spirits. It's a 6-drop, but it's got Convoke. And that means your creatures can help cast this spell. Each creature you tap while casting the spell pays for one or more. Why am I saying this wrong? This is silliness. Each player you tap while casting this spell pays for 1 colorless or 1 mana of that creature's color. Put 3 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. So ultimately, we could end up only having to pay 2 planes to freaking cast this, which would be even cheaper than Spectral Possession, but you got to tap creatures to do it. But amazing card. Also another Convoke card. We're running 1 of these as well. Seraph of the Masses. Great card. 7-drop, but again, it's got Convoke. So for as many creatures as you tap, it reduces that colorless number right there by 1 every time. It's got Flying, Seraph of the Masses. Power and toughness are each equal to the number of creatures you control. That can get pretty nasty by turn 6-7. So, holy smokes. Break of Day. Here's how we're going to make our creatures a little muscular. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. It's got that Fateful Hour. If you have 5 or less life, those creatures also have Indestructible this turn. That's pretty dope. We're running 2 of those. I was debating maybe 4. You might want to swap out some cards with that, depending on how often you're going to get these pumps. Yeah, you'll have to play it out and see how it works and make adjustments as you go. Intangible Virtue. It's a 2-drop enchantment. Creature tokens you control get +1/+1 and have Vigilance. That, self-explanatory. If you don't know what Vigilance is, it means when you're attacking, it doesn't cause the creature to tap. All right? So that means you can also still block when it's your opponent's next turn and he decides to attack. We are running 4 Intangible Virtues. And again, all these cards are very inexpensive. This card, Honor of Pure, about $1 maybe. That's why I'm only running 1 to keep this budget deck tech alive. White creatures you control get +1/+1. Very self-explanatory. Righteous Charge. Here's where you're just going to take that fist and turn it sideways and stick it up them. All right, Righteous Charge. Creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. It's only 3 to bring that out. That's huge. If you got 4 tokens out and you already got your Honor of Pure on them or your Intangible Virtues already out, not only you got Vigilance now, but they get +2/+2 and +1/+1. That's +3. So all your 1/1s are now 4/4s and you're swinging. That's going to cause some serious freaking damage that turn. All right? Some serious damage, guys. Awesome card. I love this card. It's definitely the ultimate budget Path to Exile. But you're going to want to make sure the game doesn't go too long with this card. Oppressive Raise, it's a 1-drop. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block unless its controller pays 3 colorless. Activated abilities of enchanted creature cost 3 more to activate. That's pretty huge. You want to control the tempo of the game. Maybe he pulls out, let's just, for argument's sake, a Hydra or whatever the case may be. You put this on him, that's limiting what your opponent can do. He's going to have to pay some mana in order to activate whatever. Or let's say he has a dragon, he wants to pump it. Whatever the case may be, it's going to cost him more. He's going to have to think more because you're in a little bit you're kind of controlling what he's going to be able to cast there by using this. We're running 4 of these. That's going to help a lot just to keep his mana in check. A little bit, at least in the beginning of the game. Then we are running 22 lands. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 planes. We are running 4 Scoured Barrens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty cool. When it comes in the battlefield, you gain 1 life. That's not bad. It does come in the battlefield tapped as well. Keep that in mind. But that one life's one life, baby. Evolving Wilds. Sacrifice Evolving Wilds. Search your library for a basic land card and put it on the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library. This is all to gain mana to cast our Lingering Souls. All right, because we're going to need that swampy. Cradle of the Accursed. From Amonkhet. Yep, threw some more recent stuff in there. Add 1 colorless to your mana pool. For 3, sacrifice Cradle of the Accursed. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Activate its ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. I threw 2 of these in there because we're creating tokens, and that's what the deck's all about. Why not have a 2/2 come out when if we have nothing else we can play? At least we can use that. So that is why it is in there. Sideboard time. This video is almost a wrap. All right, for sideboard. Soul Warden. We are running 2 of these. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. Pacifism. Maybe you're having a lot of problems with their creatures. We got 2 in here we're going to run. Wake the Reflections. Populate. Another simple 1-drop. Maybe you're not getting enough 1-drops. And you want to be able to do something on turn 3, let's say. You have a 2-drop, but you're going to waste 1 mana. Here's where this card will come into play. You drop those 2 tokens, and then boom, you drop you got another token out there. And you don't waste any mana. Thank God mana burn's gone. Throne of the God Pharaoh. You can almost throw this in your main, in the main deck. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life equal to the number of tapped creatures you control. That is huge because we're going to be swinging a lot of the time. So that's pretty dope. That could actually be a game finisher there. Might want to throw that in there. Launch the Fleet. Launch the Fleet costs 1 more to cast for each target beyond the first until end of turn. Any number of target creatures each gain whenever this creature attacks. Put a 1/1 white soldier creature token on the battlefield. Tapped and attacking. Pretty dope as well. Collective Effort. Escalate. Tap an untapped creature you control. Choose 1 or more. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Destroy target enchantment. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature target player controls. I think that's pretty huge. Could main board that one. Could put it in the deck. Hanwar Militia Captain at the beginning of your upkeep. If you control 4 or more creatures, transform. This was just in case you needed to get out more tokens. Its power and toughness each equal to the number of creatures you control. And at the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 white and black human cleric creature token on the battlefield. Main reason why it's in the sideboard. You need to get more tokens out, whatever. Secure the Waste. Again, another great card for throwing out tokens. Put X 1/1 white warrior creature tokens on the battlefield. My sideboards are mostly just kind of other options you could really have, but this card's definitely sideboard material. Rootborn Defenses. Populate creatures you control are indestructible this turn. Maybe we're just running into issues where we're walking up against walls, and we can't do shit about it. Not exactly walls, but we need to get over that obstacle. Well, if we can make them indestructible. Maybe you're running up against Death Touch. Oh, that could be crazy. Might want to put some of these in there. That could definitely help out. Brave the Elements. Not even sure if this is legal in Modern, but threw it in there for the hell of it. Also, if you want to make the deck more expensive, we have Hero of Bladehold. Not going to go over it exactly. Path to Exile, of course. Vault of the Archangel. Creatures you control gain Death Touch and lifelink until end of turn. Holy shit. All right. And also, a more standard approach. Cartouche of Solidarity. 2 of these. Trial of Solidarity. These are not sideboard, just honorable mentions, the same as the other cards, same as these as well. All right, guys. Well, I hope you really enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think. What would you change about this? Remember, budget-minded individuals, please. Let me know in the comments. I really appreciate hearing from you guys. And as always, peace, love, and anal.